I'm in red form, in a red state, such a red case on a red song. In a shared space with my shareholders, cause we share a bond. Spiritual healthcare, that's real self-care, you won't care for.
I got my Mets hat on to the back. Y'all already know where we going with the stats.
Any artist that's talking garbage and try to curse us, y'all follow a wave and do whatever's current. I follow his ways, I know my turn is coming.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access. And we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. And today's subject, man, funny how things go, man. Saquon Barkley signs a one-year deal with the Giants to report to camp on time. And he wants to get back and play with his teammates. He wants to win games with his teammates here in New York. He wants to do the right thing. After the whole saga about him holding out and people getting excited about him holding out, and people getting excited about having to see Daniel Jones without his superhero and Saquon Barkley, the whole saga about the running backs getting paid, and everything came to a screeching halt around 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock this morning when this man signed his one-year deal with the New York Giants. And he tells Joe Shane and Brian Daboll, I am coming in for camp. Let's do this. I'm ready to play. Now all your Zoom meetings with Austin Eckler and King Henry and Christian McCaffrey, all those guys, looks like their workhorse decided to go ahead and report to camp and report to his teammates that's been there behind him his whole career so far with the New York Giants. Because if he sits out and doesn't get any money, you guys are not going to pay his bills. You guys are not going to give him any money out of you guys' pockets. You guys have contracts in plan. So, my question is, well, there's going to be two questions this episode, this premiere. One, did Saquon Barkley go in that Zoom meeting and didn't like what he heard? He like, man, you dudes crazy. You think we gonna beat the Shield? Man, I make more of this off endorsements from New York. Hey, Shay. Hey, man, throw me a little ball, man. Give me an extra $1 million, man. Let me come in to camp, man. At least let me try to save face. These dudes talking crazy. Let me go ahead and ball out for you guys again. And we can bring those contract talks back to the table and we can make sense of this next off season, which I'll probably get around $14 to $15 million per year, and maybe even $30 million guaranteed if you ball out again, because this organization wants you here. They didn't have to give you those incentives to come back and play. They could have told you, yeah, you can come back and play on the franchise tag and not a penny more. But you know what? Just because you're Saquon Barkley, they gave you some gas money, as they call it. Gave you a little gas money. Hey, yeah, we'll give you a little gas money. You can fill your Rolls Royce and come on in and play with us in training camp, and let's do this thing. I truly believe the Giants believe they have a team here that could go pretty far, and they want a Saquon Barkley here because he's a part of this team. He's a big part of this team. Never denied that. But he's not the whole team, which everybody is trying to promote because it sells, it gets clicks, it gets likes, it gets a lot of things. But back to the subject at hand, I think he went in that Zoom meeting with those running backs and heard Austin Eckler talking, heard King Henry talking. You hear all these guys talking, Emmitt Smith, O.J. Simpson, everybody trying to get a little pub off your back. See, the people that was using you the most, and not even the people in the organization, it was the people outside the organization, Saquon. They're using you the most. They're doing this because they know your name is going to get clicks. The other running backs know that your name has pull in the league. You're one of the faces of the league. So, yeah, they were to try to use you to catapult themselves up to get money for themselves. Yes, they were going to do that. And I'm not saying it's an ultimate bad thing because, sacrifice had to be made in order to get to a position where you want to be in business. So they were pretty much latching on to you, telling you to hold out for as much money as you can because they know if you get paid, they have a chance to get paid. And that's their mindset. I'm not hating on that. But it was up to you to accept that. And it looks like you did not accept it. Somebody was talking to you and you listened to somebody. Was that somebody Carl Banks? We'll never know who was that somebody. But I like to thank them because they talk some sense into you, isn't it? To be honest with you, it's really not even about the Giants because I think we were going to be pretty good with or without you. And that's no slight at you. I think that's the way they're building this team. But the thing that I care about is your well-being and you be able to maximize yourself to the best of your ability. And the only way you're going to be able to do that, the way that I saw it, was play this year. That was the only way you was going to be able to do that, Mr. Barkley. Because if you would have held out, that would have been an extra year on you. And then it was a year with no tape. And then you would have tried to come out there and try to garner a contract worth $15, $16 million a year. And you ain't played. The only running back that really had your back was Le'Veon Bell because he been through it. And he told you sitting out was the worst thing they could have done for his career. And as you see, when he went to the Jets, he was a shell of himself. When he went to the Chiefs, he was a shell of himself. Just sitting out a year or so. So, man, I am proud of you for going into camp. You even got yourself a couple of incentives to go back in there. Gave you a little feel-good money, if that's what you want to call it. And that's that, man. He's a New York Giant. And let's do this thing. Let's go at least 11-6. Shout out to Big Blue Lou. I truly believe we can go 13-4 this year, especially if we beat the Cowboys or Eagles at least once. But that's part one. Did he turn his back on those other running backs? Yeah, I think he maybe did because he saw that, man, y'all crazy as I don't know what. And, man, to get to the second part of this, is the media going to start giving Saquon Barkley the Daniel Jones treatment? And what I mean by that is, are they going to start talking about Saquon Barkley in a negative light? Because he's been a darling in the NFL so far. Not too many people bash Saquon Barkley. The only thing people really said about Saquon Barkley back then was he was injury prone. And you saw how mad that made him. So now he's going to start getting comments like yellow belly, dummy, traitor, house you know what. Basically a good slave. They're going to start playing the race bait and everything with you. But I'm going to play a little clip from the cartoon show. And I'm going to let you guys see where they're going to drag this. And we're going to decide how they're going to drag this narrative. Let's go.
But I'm glad you're here.
No,
that's what he's saying.
But that's not healthy.
All right, well, listen, here's the deal.
Shout out to Tim Hardaway Jr. too. Tim Hardaway Sr. now. Dope basketball player for Golden State and the Heat back in the day.
From a fan standpoint, this is a great day if you're a New York Giant fan. Bad day if you're a fan of another team in the NFC East. If you're a Giant, if you love the Giant organization, great day for you. If you're Saquon Barkley, I look at it, there's two ways to look at it. One, you got $10 million coming your way. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Number two, though, I think you embarrassed yourself a little bit.
Really?
By going out there.
Uh-oh. Are they going to start turning on the social media darling and Saquon Barkley, the face of the New York Giants, while DJ is the heel? Are they going to start turning on Saquon Barkley? Are they going to start making little snappy comments about him? Let's see.
And suggesting how ticked off he was in that interview, that podcast he did 2 weeks ago. And I may have to consider holding out. It's my only recourse. And you see a mean Saquon Barkley, an angry Saquon Barkley. And he's talking about all the things he might do because he's been put in a spot. It took 24 hours, the opening of training camp, and you came running right back and said, yes, sir, no, sir. I'll take what you're offering, sir. And I'm glad he's back, because I love watching the kid play, but what did you gain?
Yeah.
So, basically they saying that he turned into a good old house, you know what. It only took them 24 hours to get you to come running back to Massa as they're gonna go forward. I guarantee they're gonna go forward with things like that. And he's gonna get bashed. I'm not saying he's going to get bashed like Daniel Jones, but there's going to be some people saying some things about him. And let's see how Saquon Barkley takes it. I think he took it very positively last time when he was talking about just his injuries, which were fact. That was fact, but he took it in a positive way when I have one of his best seasons ever, if not his best season ever as a pro. But they're going to start talking that talk about Saquon Barkley, and I want to see how he reacts, because DJ has done it for his whole career since he was drafted. Been getting bashed like this his whole career. They'll probably say something about Daniel Jones in this little episode, and he ain't got nothing to do with this. But you asked the question, what did he gain? He gained his teammates. He's going to gain more money in the future by coming in and playing on this 1-year deal. He's going to gain his sanity, and he's going to gain more respect from that locker room. You think that locker room is not going to respect him? He came in even though he's going through what he's going through with his contract situation. And to be honest with you, I think he's gained a brand new contract with the Giants now that I think about it. Because all he's going to have to do is ball out, and they're going to give him his money. Long as he's not asking for an astronomical amount of money next year, that same money that he was asking this year, he's probably going to get that plus more if he balls out this year. It's not like the man hasn't made a ton of money for the running back position in his career. All his money was guaranteed from his rookie deal, and this year is guaranteed. So it's not like he's hurting. His pride might be hurt a little bit. His ego might be hurt a little bit. But they're going to get over that. You know how I know they're going to get over that? Because they came to this 1-year agreement. So he could come into training camp. Because he wants to be with his team. He gained his team. That's what he gained, sir.
You said no to 19. You said yes to 11. You said no to, apparently during the bye week, mid-20s. You said no to that. You said yes to 11?
What if he said no to 19 and mid-20s and said yes to 11 to get 30? What if that turns out to be what he gets? Let's say he balls out this year and we go deep into a playoff run, maybe even win a Super Bowl. Who knows? But let's say we make a deep playoff run, and he's going to be one of the main reasons why we're there because he's Saquon Barkley. He's dope. He's a very good running back. He's just not 100% of the team. That's what I disagree with. He's not 100% of the team. And pretty soon he won't even be the absolute leader of the team. It's going to be Daniel Jones because he's the quarterback. He's going to have to take over if he turns into the franchise quarterback. It just happens that way. But he's going to be a huge factor in the success of the New York Giants. And what if we make a deep playoff run and they come to him next year and be like, you know what? we're going to give you Christian McCaffrey money with $32 million guaranteed because you earned that contract. We put you on a franchise tag. You had 2 prove-it years on your 5th-year option in the franchise tag, and you balled out both years. Here's your money. You're worth it. We're going to sign Andrew Thomas. We're going to sign you, and we're going to draft. He wins. But you dudes don't think the long game. You just think the short game. And thinking the short game is what those other running backs were doing. And I think that's why he left that Zoom call saying, look, man, I got to get my butt back in camp. Do you know the amount of endorsements this dude is going to get if the New York Giants win a Super Bowl? Because it's not going to be DJ. DJ can win 5 Super Bowls and he's never going to get the endorsement Saquon Barkley is going to get. DJ might get some local endorsements, but he'll never be world renowned like Saquon Barkley is, league renowned like Saquon Barkley is. He'll never get that. His reputation has already been tarnished. It's been destroyed. No matter what he does further in his career, he will never be considered good. Well, good enough to be on your TV. But Barkley already is. If the Giants win a Super Bowl, Barkley's going to be everywhere. And you imagine how much media money that man's going to get coming out of New York and he wins a Super Bowl here? Better start thinking the long game because every endorsement is going to go to him. He's not going to have to share that with DJ or anybody like that. There's no Odell Beckham here. Who's the other guy that's going to get the endorsements? Maybe Kayvon Thibodeau? Maybe Dexter Lawrence get one here or there? But other than that, who's going to get the endorsements? Shit, Brian Daboll will get more endorsements than damn Daniel Jones. His legacy is tarnished. That's why when they were saying that Daniel Jones should have gave up some money for Saquon Barkley to get his, no. He'll never have the earning potential of Saquon Barkley off the field. Daniel Jones is going to have to maximize every penny he can get on the field. Because he's never going to get any endorsements. He's never going to get anything, bro. I don't care if that man wins 3 Super Bowl MVPs in a row. You know what they're going to say? If Saquon Barkley on that team, it was because of Saquon Barkley. He's going to get everything. But let's continue.
What was the point of this? And I'll tell you something else about
every other running back.
I know you don't get a good education at Penn State, so I'm not going to blame Saquon for that. That's just the way it goes. If you graduate Penn State, you know, you're pretty dumb.
So now he called him pretty dumb. Let's see if they let Mr. Cartoon get away with that. Basically, he says Saquon Barkley is dumb, and that's why he went to the New York Giants and accepted that deal because he's a big dummy. He should have held out, not getting any of his $10.1 million, and put his career in jeopardy because nobody's going to see him play for a whole year in a running back market that's already dry. But he should have sat out. Yeah, that's the best thing to do right there, Mr. Barkley. Go out on your pride right before the fall. But hey, you're the big dummy. You're the big dummy that's going to get $11 million this year. You're the big dummy that saved relationships from being fractured. You're the big dummy to keep keeping Brian Daboll's good graces. You're the big dummy to come back to your team and be the leader that you are and have this team go move forward because you do want to win championships. But you're the big dummy for doing that, Saquon. See how quick they can turn on you? But let's see if they allow this clown to get away with calling him dumb.
That being said, where are these agents of his? The agents let him down. They failed him in a very, very big way.
But can I say this? His agents.
They probably didn't go to Penn State.
His agents probably let him down. But you know, as a parent, his parents probably came to him and said, you know what, Saquon, they called your bluff. You know, you got to suck it up.
Fair enough.
Pause. But Tim Hardaway Sr., you're a father. I think you gave your son the same information. And I do believe his parents might have told him, baby, you need to go in there and you need to ball out one more time. You'll get your money. The money will come. We're not hurting around here, son. You're not hurting around here. Go out there, do what you do, and you'll get your money, son. But don't hold out and put your future in doubt. Because if you don't play, you damn sure ain't going to get paid. And you don't want your career to end like that. So go out there and play and let the chips fall as they may. God got you. I mean, dude, you blessed. One of the best in the league. You'll get your money. You'll get paid. So I think that was probably some good advice his parents may have gave him, Mr. Tim Hardaway Sr.
You got to suck it up, and you know what? You got to become a man now, and you got to eat your words, and you got to go up in there and
prove the world that you're the best.
You're the best. But you know what? You got to take this deal. We don't want you to miss no money. We don't want you to miss $10 million. We don't want you to sit out. That's a lot of money to miss out. I know it's going to be repercussions. I know it's going to be a lot of people talking about you. But as a man.
Exactly. I see it too, Mr. Tim. I see people talking about him real bad.
Yep.
As parents, I would be.
You would tell your son, keep your lip tight, take the $10 million, go play football.
Exactly.
Right? You're shaking your head, Greg.
I'm shaking my head because that all sounds good, but we're not in Saquon's situation. As a running back, we understand and we're seeing the shelf life is not long. The value of even what you provide at your peak is not greatly valued across the board. And so when you, as another running back, if I am your peer, and we had this call that meant nothing,
48 hours ago, big conference
that literally meant nothing, and then one of the best that we deem in the business signs a deal like this, which is far less than what he could have even gotten, even though it wasn't the numbers that he wanted. Dude, you hurt everybody else.
Yeah, but I disagree with you on that, and I'm with Tim on this. I know where Tim's going to go. It's not his job to give you your money.
I'm not saying.
Greg Jennings, you have no idea what sitting out would have done to Saquon Barkley's career. You have no idea what that would have done. A running back that sits out now and the market is dried up for running backs, that's career suicide, bro. What you holding out for? You have no leverage. The Giants have every bit of leverage in this situation. And you going to sit out for what? For nothing? Because it's not going to change. You could be franchised again the very next year. You won't blame anybody. Blame the people that allowed them to be able to use a 5th-year option and 2 franchise tags after that. Blame them. But you're not proving anything by holding out. The Giants win, regardless of what situation that happens. They win if it's a trade. They win if he signs a contract. They win if he holds out. They're winning. That Zoom meeting with those running backs, any one of those running backs would have took that deal Saquon Barkley turned down, especially Austin Eckler. I would have trusted not one of those guys. Not one of them. You gonna sit here and tell this man to hold out for what? What does he gain? He doesn't gain anything. He just loses money. That's it. What are you hoping that the team bottoms out? That's not going to happen. The coaching is too good over there now. The organization is ran too good over there now. They're not gonna bottom out. And it might not have been as good as they could have been without them, but they still would have been good. And guess what? Now you just give them a reason to find out how they can move without you. And then what if, what if the Eric Gray kid has a great year? Then what? Now you really look stupid. He made the right decision. And good sound advice from Tim Hardaway Sr. It's a dad talking.
You just sit out.
I said from day one, any one of these running backs, it hurts them to sit out.
Okay.
Period.
Yeah. So what you telling him to do then?
What I'm
Right.
saying
What
is
are you
I
telling him
would
to
have
do?
done something that
What are you telling him to do? Oh, it hurts you if you sit out, but you should have sat out. What?
if a team is coming, you know what? I can't say what I would have done because it's
Because you know you're not making sense.
easy for me to say what I would have done in this
Okay.
situation right now.
Yes.
However, there is no way I could bend over that quickly and just say, you
Pause. So now he's bending over. Pause.
know
He
what?
could have spent a couple weeks in the summer not going, made it an issue, made the Giants sweat it a little bit more.
But
I'm
he
with you
still
on
would have
that.
been at training camp at 10.1.
At some point,
Right. So he basically earned himself $900,000 to make sure he was ready for football contact and keep himself in football shape. What if he misses training camp, then comes back and he's not in football shape? He goes out there on that field and tears his ACL. Are you guys going to help him out in that situation? I seriously doubt it. Seriously doubt it.
he would have committed
Right.
for 10.1.
Right.
It would have been futile because
it doesn't matter.
I agree.
He still would have been
Now,
getting paid 10.1.
I will also say
We
this.
don't know that.
Daniel Jones is
Okay.
probably the happiest guy in America because
Of
now his
course.
15 touchdown passes actually might mean something with Saquon Barkley in the backfield. And
See what I'm saying? You could think I'm talking that nonsense if you want to. Saquon Barkley is a set man if they win in New York because Daniel Jones is not going to get anything, bro. His legacy has already been tarnished at the age of 26. I don't care what these dudes talk about in these NFL sectors on this TV. They can find a way to bash Daniel Jones. Think about the media money this man is going to make if the Giants win in New York, because they're going to say it's all because of him. And I'm going to cheer for the man, even though I know that they're going to overhype him up to bash DJ. I'm telling you, man, he made the best decision for himself. And they can find a way to sign him to a long-term deal and they win in New York, man, that dude's going to be a freaking, man, you don't even know. All he got to do is keep his head straight, don't get in trouble, and win games. Man, that dude's going to be right below Michael Strahan. And hell, he might get elevated above Michael Strahan because it'd be the first running back besides Tiki that was in the limelight. But he would actually have the hardware to back it up. DJ is done. He's never going to get credit for anything, bro. That man could come out here this next year and throw for over 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, and have MVP votes and win the Super Bowl and win Super Bowl MVP. And they're still going to say it's because of Saquon Barkley. So, Barkley made the right decision. Did he turn his back on the other running backs by signing that deal? Yes, if they were really trying to make some conglomerate of holding out, or they may have talked about it and said the best thing for Saquon Barkley to do is play. We'll see. If these running backs start saying some things about Saquon Barkley in the media, we know what happened. If they don't say anything, now we know that they probably came to a decision where Saquon Barkley is best to play and try to earn a bigger contract next year, which is the only route they have. It's the only route they have. They have to hope Jonathan Taylor balls out, Barkley balls out. And they both get very good contracts. Only thing they're going to save them. And let's see how Saquon Barkley deals with the backlash that he's going to get for signing this deal. You already hear it a little bit with the little cartoon show. But he's going to get bashed, man. Crazy. But thank you guys for watching this premiere. Thank you guys for keeping tuned in. Whoever's still here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that big blue join button, and join the Big Blue Crew and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk. Because, you know, I'm going to talk my talk no matter what you thought. The Saquon Barkley backlash from signing the $11 million deal. We'll see. But until the next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace. This is a Big Blue Crew production.